Hope made her choice, and she clearly didn't choose us.
Then I guess my next question is why?
I'm guessing it has to do with Malivor's other son.
The third season of the famous series has not even concluded yet, but the future looks bright for Legacies, and fans are ecstatic to know that their favorite show is going to be renewed for a fourth season, at the very least. The spin-off series from the originals follows Landon, Hope, Lizzie, Josie, Raphael, and MG as they try to save their school and town from various supernatural threats. There are huge plans for the students of the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted, and fans all over the world can look beyond the third season, even though we are still waiting for fresh weekly episodes. In this video, we are going to talk about the important things we need to know about the upcoming fourth season, including the possibility of a fifth season. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. What is the plot of Season 4 going to be? One of the most pressing questions fans have about this fourth season is what it will be about. It's too early to speculate as the third season hasn't even concluded yet, but we have a good idea where it is heading. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight in January, executive producer Brett Matthews teased that this year Hope and Landon will face new challenges as they fight evil as a couple. Meanwhile, the twins will be on different paths in the wake of Josie's violent actions in the second season. On her part, Josie will have an interesting journey. In the second season, everyone saw her go down a dark and violent path. She will return to resolve those issues and hopefully figure out what she really wants out of her life and where her place is in school and with her friends. As a result of her actions, her personal journey will be pivotal for the series, but all the students will have to deal with the impending threat of the Necromancer. Heading into the third season, the Necromancer is going to make a huge play that will have a significant effect in the show's mythology. Well, that sounds ominous, but exciting at the same time, if you ask us. It's the perfect formula for Season 4's storyline that's going to get viewers to keep asking for more. When will the fourth season premiere on the CW? Like so many other shows and movies, the halted production because of the pandemic also has a great impact on Legacies. Last year, the second season ended with episode 16 due to effects on production. The previous seasons had 20 episodes each, but they had problems before the final 4 episodes could be filmed. In the past, new seasons always premiered in October, but the third season's premiere had to be pushed back to January 2021. As a result of this, we wouldn't be surprised if the premiere date for the fourth season will also be pushed back to January 2022. However, it's possible that the fourth season can arrive in fall, but it all depends on the network's scheduling needs and what works best for the cast and crew as they continue to adapt and steer through the new filming protocols that are in place for everyone's safety. For now, the only things we can do is wait for announcements from the CW for its fall and winter schedule. Who knows? We might be pleasantly surprised. We could end watching the season during the holidays. Yay! Who will be in the fourth season? The official casting for the fourth season has not been announced yet, but everyone is expecting the major cast members to come back for the fourth season and beyond. One of the stars who will most likely come back to reprise her role is Danielle Rose Russell. It's hard to imagine the show without Hope Michelson, the daughter of Klaus Michelson and Haley Marshall. Joining her will be Arya Shagasemi as Landon Kirby, Hope's love interest. The rest of the main cast are Kaylee Bryant as Josie Saltzman, Quincy Faust as MG, Jenny Boyd as Lizzie Saltzman, Matt Davis as Alaric Saltzman, and Peyton Alex Smith as Raphael. Will there be a fifth season? If we're going to base everything from what executive producer Matthews mentioned during his interview, it seems that there is going to be a fifth season and perhaps even more. We don't see the stories of the main cast being told in just a single season after the third. There are so many questions that are still unanswered, and there are still things that have not been addressed yet. We'd love to see conclusions to stories before any show ends, and we think everyone can agree that they want the same thing for Legacies. Now that we have a few things cleared about the fourth season, let's talk about the fan theories and rumors. Many viewers are naturally curious about what happens next after the third chapter concludes. Netflix subscribers can't get enough of the spin-off series that features werewolves and vampires. One thing fans are keen to find out is if any cast member of the Vampire Diaries or the originals will appear. A few appearances have been ruled out, but one of the show's executive producers, Julie Plec, has been open to the idea in the past. We'd be stoked to see a few similar faces in the show. One thing is for sure though, so much is going to happen with the Necromancer wreaking havoc. The only thing we are not sure about is how much is going to happen in the third season and what they're going to save for the fourth season and beyond. Things are going to get exciting. Legacies has a lighter tone compared to its predecessors, the Vampire Diaries and the originals. Since it began, the show has had a noticeably lighter tone, a problem that is in part because the series is set in the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted. Granted that the characters of the Vampire Diaries are of high school age, but the show has made it quite clear that the cast's lives were often at stake, and they weren't afraid of tragic endings. In contrast, the primary cast of Legacies is very young, especially Lizzie and Josie, who are only 15 when the series starts. The show isn't quick to endanger the lives of the students. In addition, when they are threatened, viewers are quite certain that no one will get killed off. At first, first, the series looked like it was going to be the Hope and Langdon show. For the first 2 seasons, the show revolved around Hope and Langdon's relationship at the expense of the rest of the cast. The show failed to flesh out stories for the rest of the cast outside the show's main love triangle. It resulted in an inversion of stereotypes wherein Hope was the proactive rescuer and Langdon was the passive fellow who needed someone to rescue him and get him out of right situations. However, that arrangement soon became stale for viewers. Fortunately, the show quickly learned its lesson and started showcasing other interesting figures, such as MG, Lizzie, Alaric, and Josie. There are plenty of other interesting characters in the show, including Alaric. He may appear to be a level-headed headmaster and father on the show, but Alaric has a backstory that is quite complicated. He's not merely a vampire hunter that became a headmaster. As a matter of fact, he didn't spend his entire life as a human. For a brief period, he had the powers of an original vampire so he could hunt vampires. He had also been under the dark influence of being resurrected several times by the Gilbert Ring. Another interesting character that viewers have yet to see is Caroline, the mother of Lizzie and Josie Saltzman and the founder of the Salvatore School for the Young and Gifted. Caroline is also mentioned in the show, but she is noticeably absent. It's explained in the show that she is somewhere in Europe searching for ways to prevent the merge between Josie and Lizzie. People who didn't watch the Vampire Diaries or the originals would not understand the impact she has in the universe. A fun fact is that the dress Lizzie gave Hope for the Miss Mystic Falls pageant was originally a gift from Klaus Michelson to Caroline. Just like Caroline, Bonnie is also mentioned several times. The Bennett blood runs in her, and it is needed to create and escape the prison world under ordinary circumstances. Mystic Falls has a rich history of Bennett witches who practiced magic in their lifetimes. Bonnie had a significant involvement in why the Mystic Falls group was able to successfully win confrontations. Bonnie, along with Josie and Lizzie, were responsible for putting Kai Parker in the prison world. As successful as it may be, Legacies lacked the popularity of its predecessors. One of the formulas that the show can follow is to up the stakes of the show's main conflict. This will help it emerge from the long shadows of its 2 parent shows. The younger cast is now getting nearer to the same life stage and that the cast of the Vampire Diaries was than the original series began. This is what Legacies is doing in its 3rd season. It's extricating itself from being the softer and less intense variation of the Vampire Diaries. Separating the central couple by trapping Landon in the prison world was a clever start to the series because it helped it mature. A darker tone meant killing a few characters, but it ultimately contributed to the show's dramatic impact without affecting the central character dynamic. The series has slowly grown the dark edge and sense of genuine threat that was a common theme in its predecessors. That's the end of our video, folks. Are you also looking forward to the 4th and 5th season of Legacies? What do you think will happen? Let us know in the comment section. Stay safe, and we will see you in our new video.